Are you considering buying a home in the United States' most desirable, the best place to live, as voted by U.S. News and World Report? We're talking about Naples, Florida. And if you're considering buying new construction in Naples, Florida, the goal here is we're going to talk about what's going on in the market. We're going to talk about the pros. We're going to talk about the cons and help you make sense of it and see if new construction is a good decision for you. So let's jump into the market. Here's what's going on in the market. Now, every single month, I do a deep dive into the market statistics to help you understand what is going on with real estate here in Southwest Florida. I'm going to actually put a link up above to the latest market updates so we can get into all the specific details. But what we need to know is that Naples is a highly desirable location. Therefore, that tends to come at a premium, and so you're going to spend more than you would in other parts of the state of Florida if you're considering making a move to Naples. People love being in Naples. You're attracted to the beaches, the sunshine, the Fifth Avenue shops, 3rd Street South, all of the cultural activities that happen here, the fishing, the golfing. I mean, there's so many amazing things that happen, and these are the reasons why the real estate prices might be higher than other parts of the state. Now, if you've chosen Naples as where you want to be, there are more affordable locations than others within Naples. So we would just have to really deep dive into what you're looking for and get you into the right spot. Now, let's talk about the pros when it comes to new construction. Number one, it's brand new. Nobody's lived in it before. Who doesn't want that to happen, right? You want to be able to have a brand new property. You get the builder's warranties. You've got brand new mechanicals. It's just a great situation to have that smell of brand new construction and be able to be the first person to live in a home. Who doesn't want that? So that's an obvious pro number one. Now, pro number two is that a lot of the new construction communities, if that's where you want to live, have brand new, nice, wonderful amenities. So if tennis or pickleball or resort style pools are your thing, golf, a lot of the new construction communities just have the best of the best when it comes to amenities that you can enjoy here in the state of Florida. So it's really a great pro for number two. Now, pro number three, the construction of the property. Now, what do I mean by that? So the new construction homes, they're going to have the latest in hurricane code, building code, and so they're going to be built basically like fortresses. Many of them have impact glass. If they don't, they certainly have hurricane shutters. They also have all the roof tie downs and everything that's needed to be rated for wind and hurricanes, like happen in Florida occasionally. That certainly is part of life here in Southwest Florida. So the type of construction is also a really big deal. That's awesome as pro number three. Next on our list as a pro is the cost of insurance. Now, most people do not think about this until farther down the line. But what happens is, because we talked about all those pros when it comes to the new construction with the being rated for hurricanes, etc., new construction is the most favorable type of product that insurance companies are willing to insure. They're not super risky because they're built to the latest building code. And so it's not unusual for you to see a resale property with a $5,000 annual premium on homeowners insurance. And that same for new construction, same size home in a similar location could only be $1,000 or $1,500 for the year. We're talking big savings on a monthly expense and a housing expense, and that's a really big deal. Another pro with new construction is that a lot of builders are offering certain incentives that you may not be able to get on the resale front. And so what the types of incentives that we see out there, especially if the property is in their inventory, meaning they built a spec home and they have not sold that yet, there's a lot of options. The builders are giving a lot of credit towards options, so it's not unusual to see $10,000, $20,000 or more that they'll give you as a free credit towards options and upgrades. That's a really big one. We've seen builders throw in free pools from time to time. That's a very expensive upgrade, so that could be a possibility as well. And then lately we've seen a lot of builders who are willing to offer buy downs in an interest rate. So you might be able to get a 5% interest rate with certain builders because they're willing to buy down the rate to help you get into that new construction home. And so with these pros, it creates a really great recipe to say, like, new construction is definitely looking very good. But I also, the way that we operate is I also want you to understand the other side. What are the potential cons when it comes to building new construction? So the first con would be timing. If you want to build a custom home or you want to have a builder build a home specifically for you, timing can be a bit tricky. Most of the builders, they're estimating about 10 to 14 months right now on delivery of a new home if you go under contract today. Now, that sounds great if you can plan for that, but I've also seen a lot of times where that gets delayed. And if you are attempting to, sell a home, to move into that home, there just becomes a lot of complications when it comes to timing. And part of this timing is that you cannot lock in an interest rate until typically 30 to 60 days prior to the home being completed. And so if you're worried that interest rates may go up in the future, that could be a potential problem for you. If you're thinking they may go down, well, then that might be a better thing. Next on our con list is going to be potentially location. Now, all of the beachfront land is really spoken for in Naples. It just is what it is, right? That's where people first went, was towards the beaches. And so if you're looking at new construction, you're most likely going to be not in the most ideal location unless you're going to tear down an old home and build a new one, which a lot of people are doing, but that's a very pricey endeavor. A lot of the new construction communities that have amenities are going to be farther east. So they'll be east of I-75. A lot of them will be in either North Naples or South Naples. And that's just it's one of the compromises that has to be made because these builders had to go to areas where there was a lot of land that they could develop. And so the location may not be the perfect location if you're looking to go to the beach or downtown Fifth Avenue. Now, the next con is closing costs. Most people don't realize this, but it costs more money to purchase a new home than a resale property. And so it's one of the things that you want to juggle is to understand what that is. And I hate to even say it, but like so many agents out there do not educate their clients on the fact that a lot of the things that they're paying for, they may have to pay for again when they sell the property. So what are we talking about? Well, the buyer's typically going to pay for title insurance in Naples, in Collier County. That's part of a normal real estate transaction. But it's usually the seller who's going to pay the state documentary stamps. So in the state of Florida, we have doc stamps on the deed, and those come out to about $7 per thousand of the transaction price. So if you have a $100,000 property, it'd be $700 that you would be on the hook for. Now, as that goes up, obviously it would be significantly higher. So just something to consider, and that the builder is going to pass along those closing costs. Builders also have builder fees. They also have irrigation, stormwater and irrigation hookup fees. Other kind of hookup fees. They have one-time amenity fees. There's a lot of different fees that come into play. And so we just want to make sure that you're 100% clear on what it means for you in terms of closing costs. And a lot of times, as I mentioned in the pros, builders are willing to offer closing cost credits and credits towards options, etc. So we can offset a lot of those things, but you really need somebody on your side to be able to help you understand that and negotiate with the builder so that you've got the big picture before you make a final decision. Now, one of the misconceptions about new construction is that you should go about it on your own. And that's not necessarily a great idea because we've dealt with a lot of builders that don't hold up their end of the bargain. We've been able to negotiate very tough on behalf of our clients. And so that's something that we can help offer our services. And instead of just going to the sales center on your own, where that that person, that salesperson, is literally hired by the builder to not represent you, that's something where we can have a conversation and be able to help you throughout this process, be able to make the most sense of it and get the best deal possible. So if that's you and you're considering new construction, me and my team would be honored to be able to help you in that search. And if not, if you want to go to the resale front, we do that as well. So hope you enjoyed the video. Bye for now.